Okay, Virgo. So the microphone went out, so let me kind of do a recap of what I see here in your cards. So first of all, you got a lot of good news coming in. This is really good. This reading is really, really positive. It's really good for you. But let me do a recap because the mic went out and I want to make sure we didn't miss anything, right? So the cards that came out first and foremost, the pink cards that came out first, the affirmation card that came out is I love what I see when I look in the mirror. That's first. So I'm talking to you wherever Virgo is in your birth chart. But the first card that came out in the minor arcana was the Five of Swords. So, and the pink cards that came out was Sacral Chakra Cleanse. The source wants you to kind of wash off something that was possibly like a painful memory for you because of the appearance that it kind of comes off for you to other people, that you may be overwhelmed. And the reason why is because sacral chakra speaks to your emotional state, whoever you are. And if people are looking for a reason, let's say, for instance, somebody in the mental health community has some kind of personal vendetta, or they know someone who has a personal vendetta against you, that's all they would need, especially the power of the pen, to try to use it against you to hurt you, right? Abuse of power. And there are people who would do that. So protect your energy. That's first, okay? Synchronicity. So this right here, 2 and 7 is 9, and then 9. So there's two things that's already been closed out. It's ended, right? It's over. Ended, it's done, right? Two things are complete, right? And so basically source is saying you have an opportunity to create something major for you, to create major sources of income for you, right? And while something could have been very painful for you, some energies are real, they still feel some kind of way about it. You're dealing with two types of energies that are on the dark side of number 9, and they're trying to make it seem like you're the one that's overwhelmed, like you're the one that's having you're overwhelmed, right? So they're trying to make you look like a fool. So source is saying to you, don't even talk about it. Don't even talk about it. Journal about it, right? So the example that I used, Virgo, was, let's say you had a platform like this. Like, let's say you had a YouTube platform and you were talking about it on YouTube. Now, I've said countless times that people send me messages asking for bonus videos. But if I started talking about something and I announced, hey, this is a bonus video, somebody requested a bonus, several people requested a bonus video, or you said, if you had a YouTube video, so you said, hey, somebody requested a bonus video and they wanted to, you're trying to keep people's information anonymous, obviously, right? It's the World Wide Web. If people knew, for instance, you were having some difficulties and they were friends with people from your past, or somehow connected to people from your past, and they had the power of the pen in the mental health community, that's all they would need to use it against you. Protect your energy, okay? Something you've been working really, really hard on to be financially independent. So don't give yourself a headache over something that's already closed out. It's not you that's overwhelmed, it's them. I'm talking to you wherever, because there's two situations that's closed out. It's closed out, it's done, it's a done deal, right? You've taken some kind of action, you're very meticulous, you've taken some kind of action, it's them that's overwhelmed. And by the way, I'm not just talking to you if your sun or moon is Virgo, I'm talking to you wherever Virgo is in your birth chart, okay? Wherever it's in your birth chart. Somebody had to learn from a dark Virgo what the difference between a light, high vibrating Virgo and a low vibrating Virgo, the difference, right? So source is saying, look for synchronicities, right? You're an earth sign, so maybe you need to get out in the air, touch the grass, hug a tree, for real, like get near some water, just get out and get some fresh air and recognize that you're thriving. You don't have to deal with certain energies anymore. You don't have to deal with those energies anymore, right? Because these energies that's connected to these mental health communities, that's connected to people from your past who want to see you overwhelmed in some way, shape, form, or fashion, they're looking for something to do, for real. So Source is saying you already worked really, really hard to be financially independent. They just looking for something to do. They looking for something to do. You're a prayer warrior. Get back on your throne. Get back on your throne. Like I said, something is closed out already. These energies are ruthless. They will create something using the pen, using some kind of a lie to bait you back into something. So say, listen, hindsight, move on. Pour into yourself more and leave them behind. Leave them behind. So somebody's not happy without you. It looks like I said before, and you'll know who's behind what. If you're on, excuse me, if you're on social media, you'll know who's behind what, because those energies, they're so obvious they can't help it. They'll put comments under your section. You'll start seeing those energies follow you. They can't help it. They're a magnet for it because they are drawn to drama. So here's this Five of Cups here. So Source is saying, listen, don't pull yourself to a lower frequency. Start flushing all of that out. Yeah, so in hindsight, they go right into doing stuff at night. There you go. Wishes fulfilled. There you go. So that's what light work is really, really all about, is like helping to pull people out of a dark place, going down to a darker place to help people step into the light and helping people to really recognize, hey, listen, they're not the only people that have been there, and helping you pull you back into a light place, pull you back up out of a dark space, because there are people who do abuse they abuse their power. They do. But not everybody is like that. So adjust your crown. Adjust your crown. So yeah, this is like I said, your wishes are fulfilled. Your wishes are being fulfilled. So put a manhole cover over the past. But I'm telling y'all, this is how something has been spent. The spell work has been sent back. Spell work has been sent back, because what they had to do, this is somebody, they had to literally bully somebody. They literally had to bully somebody to overwhelm you. They had to bully somebody to overwhelm you, to make you look like a fool. So you already know what you're dealing with. So whoever you are, you already know what you're dealing with. So you don't want to be associated with that kind anyway. They're having a tower moment. So, and which means that you're having a total recall of the types of energies, like I said, that was trying to phase you out. So there's a lot of people that are familiar with these types of energies, just so you know, Virgos. So keep your vibrations high. Just leave them behind. Source is already handling it. I'm telling you, Source is already handling. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who I'm talking to. These energies, when I say are ruthless, that's an understatement. That is an understatement. You have some people out here that are really doing some good things. I'm talking about some really positive things in communities. That is why you can't lump everybody into, you can't say a whole, like a community is bad. It could be some bad apples, but you can't say, because we're talking about duality here. We're talking about duality here. So don't give this energy any air whatsoever. None. Whoever these energies are, give them no air. None. Yeah. You'll see what I'm talking about in hindsight. It's two energies. It's two energies. Like I said, your wishes are being fulfilled. So for them, they feel like they hit the jackpot. They're like, oh, okay, the magic worked. The moon magic worked. They feel like they hit the jackpot. So Source is saying, no, they didn't, because again, you've been enlightened and you're walking away. See, there you go. Source knows how to answer questions. I mean, you know, you're closing something out. Again, there they are. 7 of Cups. They like all of that. Comparison, competing, who looks the best, who's this and that. I mean, just low vibrational. Can't come out of the second chakra. And their feelings about something. Yeah, High Priest. Yeah. So, but that's just how some people are built. That's just how some people are built. Somebody, like I said, somebody's dealing with a very low vibrational Pisces. Very low vibrational. High vibrational Pisces is not like this. Somebody's dealing with a Taurus and a Pisces. That's who somebody's chained to. Somebody's chained to a low vibrational Taurus who treats them like they're in a beauty pageant, but it's showing some kind of cracks in a foundation. What you're seeing here is what you see in common. What you see in common with some energies. What you're seeing, what you see in common. Of some level of control here. And it's around money. Yep, it's around money. What somebody is seeing in common are two energies. What you have is laziness. Again, that's not high vibrating Taurus or Pisces. You're seeing two low vibrating energies, and they have that in common. Bullying and laziness. So you're dealing with the second house and the 12th house. They like to cause endings, illusions, confusions. So, and it's something that you, Virgo, spotted. You must be a high vibrating Virgo. But they thought you were a fool. All you had to do was leave the distractions behind, and something was like, bingo, you saw it. You spotted it. So the polarity of it, of Taurus, is Scorpio. So something you saw in a courthouse of them doing something behind somebody's back to a loved one, or at least you picked up on it, or somebody picked up on it. All you had to do was come to a particular frequency to find out something. That's where the connection was made. So Taurus is the high priestess. Is the high priest, right? And to that, Taurus and Libra are ruled by Venus. Venus is the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. But the dark side of Venus, and I'm still talking duality because we had a new moon in Gemini. The other side of Venus is that it can be vain, vengeful, green with envy. So you're dealing with two low vibrating energies that are vain, vengeful, green with envy. But the Tower card deals with Aries, which is the polarity sign of Libra, which is the other sign that's ruled by Venus, Taurus and Venus. So you're making the connection there. So that's the connection, Aries. So something was sparked by an Aries, right? Low vibrating Aries. So you're dealing with all these low vibrating energies here who are obsessed with somebody who's obsessed with making people look like a fool. So the reason why things are not immediately clear to anybody dealing with these energies is because Uranus is the outermost planet. Is one of the outermost planets right here. The obsession is in the Tower. Tower rules Scorpio and it rules Aries, right? You're dealing with all of these low vibrating energies. For you could have been overwhelming, especially if you're a person who is kind of hovering in your fifth house. Well, Leo is somewhere in your inner houses. Like you're a person who likes the fun and games, kind of like, I got your back, that kind of person. You like quickly is like, you like to help people. You like to kind of have people's backs or whatever. You're kind of a free-spirited person. You quickly just want to jump in and just kind of help. If you're kind of that person, I got your back. So people kind of sort of, like I said, Tower card, spotted you, pegged you early, like real quick. Oh, this person, that person, they'll have our back. Okay, they got a position. King of Wands here. They got a position, a title. Oh, okay, we can use that energy. These energies love using energies. So Source is saying to you, anyway, you're leaving energies behind because something. Now you're paying attention to more signs. Now you're in sync. You're at a high frequency. So now you're leaving some energies behind. So now you're in sync. You're at a higher frequency. So things are starting to make sense to you. So just be very careful, again, when you're dealing with these types of energies and leaving these types of energies behind. Somebody, like I said before, somebody wanted this. Somebody always wanted this. This is you, Virgo. Something about you has always known your worth and known your value. You've always known, maybe you're a person who kind of stood out in your family in some way, shape, form, or fashion, but something about you is very hardworking. You've known your worth, you've known your value. And so it doesn't really matter if you come from a rich family, well-off family, well-known family, popular. It's you are money. Like you know your worth and you know your value. You're hard, but you're not a lazy person. And that's where what you have in common with somebody who was called a bully. So same thing is like people would call bully when people say you need to get up off of your behind and get a job. You need to go work. You need to go make some stuff happen. That's when people call people a bully. But they're the same ones that will bully people out of their money. These are family members. They say they love people until they can't get anything else out of them. Then they'll call people a bully. Bully people in hopes to cause them a 10 of swords behind the closed doors until they find out they're thriving. And if they get a chance to bully their kids, they'll do that. So that's what Source is trying to tell you is like when you're dealing with these energies and you've had a chance to think about it and you start at 5 of Swords, these energies align themselves and go play victim with these organizations. It's just on repeat. They find anybody that they can go play victim, usually some kind of a church, mosque, temple. They started some, they were bullied, they go bully somebody's kid. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Present themselves as like this happy family, find someone who can give them some money. It's a scam, for real. They scam churches, literally. And so it's the reverse of what people say that churches, mosques, and temples do to people, because you do have churches, mosques, and temples that actually help families. But this is the reverse of that. This is the reverse of that. These are families that's scamming churches and mosques and temples. And that's what Source is trying to help you to see is like these people are getting over. But you seeing cracks. You seeing cracks in the foundation. You are seeing cracks in the foundation. You picked up on something. And that should be illegal. For real. Something about DJ. So something for somebody was just a transaction. Something for two people was just a transaction. And some people went right on back to a party like nothing ever happened. So something is yeah. For somebody, something is just a money. It's just a money grab for some people. They just obsessed. Literally, these energies are obsessed with money. Literally, just obsessed with money. Wearing a mask. It don't matter what they just obsessed. These two earth signs. Somebody's dealing with just two very low vibrational. Somebody dealing with two low vibrational earth signs that did something and just act like, just to grow their abundance and their prosperity. And something in your spirit, something in you carry your emotions in your back and in your midsection. Like you feel it in your back and your midsection. Possibly as a parent, whether you're a mom or dad, you carry it in your back. Like it causes your back to hurt. And like, or maybe your midsection to hurt. So, prosperity is growing in terms of creativity, but yeah, you gotta be real careful because these energies are like you're pouring out a lot, and they're trying to say, oh, we got enough information, you know, that you are so the beginning. There's still time to adjust or start over. Feel life flowing freely through your being. All your wishes can come true in the creative potential of a new beginning. So yeah, I feel like somebody's at the beginning of creating something new. So yeah, there's still time for you to put a manhole cover over, you know, the past. Really put a manhole cover over the past and feel like you are the one that a lot of your wishes are coming true. In hindsight, like I said, you and somebody are going to feel like, you know, in hindsight, you wish you had known some things, you know, as far as, you know, people trying to compare you, you know. So there's still time for somebody to say, you know, you love what you see when you look in the mirror. There's really no comparison. You are you, other people are them, you know, that kind of thing. So some things are definitely changing, but you will get there. You will get there. You can't force flowers to grow or plants to sprout. Be patient and respect that everything happens in its own time. And that's what Source is saying. Don't rush anything, because somebody was just rushing, like, okay, I'll help. I got your back. I'll do that. And that's off-putting to some people who have been through this level of trauma in their own family, like for real, like just this level. Lord, here we have simplify life. Life is meant to be simple and easy. Don't let superficial energies distract you from your true essence. Simplicity and purity will lift your spirit. Yeah, so that's what someone's just trying to tell you, is like somebody have been really just been through it with their family in this constant mirroring every little thing. And like some of these energies in some people's family, they don't want to work for anything. They just want quick money, quick everything. So behold beauty. So when you insist that the world is hostile and others are your enemies, don't be surprised that it is so. Self-fulfilling prophecies fortunately work both ways. I feel like somebody's going to be kind of sort of slowing down because you have a wealth of knowledge about a lot of things and a lot of creativity. And your creativity is going to help you become extremely wealthy. It's going to help you and somebody to kind of sort of merge whatever you're trying to merge together. And I feel like somebody's going to have financial independence here, a new lease on life, multiple streams of income that's going to help somebody to become very, very wealthy. And then I do see, you know, you and somebody possibly coming together. So I just want somebody to keep their vibrations high, but just leave all the distractions behind and, you know, do a sacral chakra cleanse. Yeah, there's no debate. You are you, whoever is them. But you don't need to do anything to be more worthy. You are valuable regardless of your circumstances. You always have been, always will be. It's not up for debate. Yeah, some of the smartest people get taken advantage of by their own family members because these energies, you're thinking, okay, you're incredibly smart. These energies, they give you these stories about stuff, but the main thing is that they're not even trying to get help for things. But they know how to emotionally manipulate some of these energies here to a point where you feel so overwhelmed. You're just like, oh my God, I just want to help them. So it's saying, okay. As soon as you do and realize you were played by your own family members, that's when you get upset and just go, okay, you know what? You just sail on away from these energies. So that's what I'm saying for you. So yeah, 5 of Swords here. Be very careful of what platform you're on. Because like I said, even looking at this right here, even if you're on a platform like the World Wide Web where you're sharing things, I'm telling you, people send me text messages all the time. Can you talk about this? Can you talk about that? Sure, no problem. And of course, you never hear me mention anybody's names. I would never do that. Mention anybody's names, what they're going through. And like clockwork, people will send me text messages. Are you all right? I'm not talking about me. So, yeah. So anyway, yeah, whatever platform you could be on, just be careful. Just be careful. Whether you're putting up a meme or whatever situation going on, just protect your energy. Because you do have people from your past who feel like they want you to have a tower moment. They want whatever you got going on to end because they've spread out all, I don't know. They put out all this information, this energy out here. But I do see your abundance and prosperity growing, Virgos. So just leave the distractions behind. Leave the distractions behind. But somebody is not happy without you. Let me see. But they're still tied to someone who is obsessed over you. And that's why you're just going to have to just cut ties. You know what comes to mind, and this comes to mind quite a bit, is the I think it's in First Kings. That's why I'm looking at the goddess card here. The story in First Kings about who the king had to make a decision about who the parent was, right? So and then I heard this woman talk about it yesterday on a platform, and I was like, oh, okay, there's a reason why that's coming up again. That must be for somebody, because I hear that often. It's a very popular story. But anyway, the two women who had kids, and then one of the kids transitioned, and so they had to make a decision who the real parent was. And so the real parent basically was like, the one who wasn't the parent basically like cut the child in half. I'll take one half, the other parent take the other half. Some kind of sacrifice. You're saying no. You'll let, if it's a grandchild, or you'll let somebody go ahead with somebody else, and just as a prayer warrior, you'll go ahead and pray for them, because you already know somebody is not. Something in you would have to transition, which you would have to give up if you had to deal with that level of, it would just overwhelm you. Being around too many low vibrational energies, it would overwhelm you. Something about your energy is just too high vibrational. You're too happy, upbeat, jovial. You don't want any distractions. These energies are just too argumentative. It's something about these energies just drag you down to a lower frequency. So anyway, there you are, Two of Pentacles here. There you are. So good for you. Good for you. Five of Swords. You're leaving it behind. Yep, Nine of Pentacles, and focusing on your financial independence. And that's what's going to have you to just step right on through, step right on through your other side of the phase in your life. That's what's going to help you to love what you see when you look in the mirror. That's what's going to help you to just look in the mirror and love what you see when you look in the mirror. It's like, Ace of Pentacles. Yep. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. But yeah, be very, very careful with that. Because people can take a snippet of what you say and turn it into something totally different, has nothing to do with you at all. Whether you're on a platform or whether you're talking to a person or whatever, you can sit there and tell them, hey, you can give them a lead in and they would still think you're talking about you. Here we go. Ground yourselves. Yeah, ground yourselves. Right. So somebody may be going out and getting some grounding. So enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. But look for synchronicities. Faith, right? Miraculously, amazingly, everything I need always comes. Love is opening me to receive beyond anything I imagine. Beyond anything I can imagine. Yeah. But that's what you're dealing with. Somebody is possibly dealing with an ex who will tell whoever they're next anything they want to hear because money is involved. They don't want to have to work for it, never did. Anything that's going to, get them some free money, they'll go to court behind anybody's back. Literally anything. Anything. And then you got somebody who's so gullible they'll believe it just because they've always wanted to be the center of attention. Listen, you've done yourself a favor. Somebody is not a lazy person. You're a hardworking person. Just go ground yourself. Recharge from the earth. That's your element. And operate in the spirit of faith. I'm telling you. There you go. Because everything works out for you. So hopefully this encourages somebody. Stop falling for the bait. Stop falling for the bait. Because people are going to believe what they want to believe. They really are. They're going to believe what they want to believe. But these energies right now have an entire organization behind them. But they have their own set of problems because of who they don't see who they have using them. They don't see who they have using them. So, but yeah, you do have people who scam. They'll see. Anyway, that's what I have for you. Bye.